it's Jessii Vee, and in today's video we're going to be talking about some more very creepy Japanese urban legends. One of these creatures has eyes on their hands, another one only appears on dark rainy nights, and you'll know the last one is around when you hear these creepy footsteps coming from behind you. I love talking about unsettling creatures from different cultures and different countries, so get ready to be spooked by these because I definitely am. Before we get started though, I just want to say a huge thank you to Established Titles for sponsoring today's video. Established Titles is a really fun and novel way to preserve the natural woodlands of Scotland while helping global reforestation efforts. Through Established Titles, you can purchase souvenir plots of lands in Scotland, and based on historic Scottish customs, this allows you to call yourself a lord or lady. Title packs give you at least 1 square foot of dedicated land with a unique plot number on a private estate in Edelston, Scotland, and an official certificate with a crest. I was so excited when I received mine. Can you guys see this? It says Lady Jess. This is literally all I've ever wanted. And there's the crest right down there in the corner, so you know this is going on the wall in my office. They plant a tree with every order and work with global charities like One Tree Planted and Trees for the Future to support global reforestation efforts. And what is so cool is that you can officially include the title Lord or Lady on your credit cards, plane tickets, dating profiles, etc. So this just makes a really great gift. And the first 200 people purchasing a title pack using my link will effectively be right next to my plot within just a few minutes of walking distance. And depending on how many of you want to become a lord or lady, we can build our little Jessii Vee kingdom. That'd be so cool. And Established Titles is also running this huge Black Friday sale right now. And if you use the code JESS, you get an extra 10% off. So go to establishedtitles.com/Jess to go and get your amazing gifts right now. From now on, I want you guys to call me Lady Jess. No excuses. All right, guys, so let's talk about our very first Japanese urban legend. This one is called Tanome. I hope I'm saying that correctly. But this is the one that essentially means eyes on hands. Tanome takes the appearance of a blind elderly man. Its face has no eyes at all. Instead, it has eyes on the palms of its hands. Tanome wander through open fields or graveyards at night, hunting for tasty humans, and they wait until their prey is very close before attacking. And by the time you're able to recognize that you're face to face with this creature, and you see that it's not just an old man, it's actually a really creepy entity, it's often way too late to escape. These apparently run extremely fast. They will catch you. And while their vision isn't very strong because literally they have eyes on their hands, they apparently have a very strong sense of smell. And this is what helps them follow their victims through the dark, which is so eerie. Tanome's true nature is not known, but they are most likely the ghosts of blind men who were robbed and murdered in the past. And this explanation can actually be traced back to a very old folk tale. In this old story, there was this man who was attacked by this creature with eyes on his hands in the middle of the night. The man was surprisingly able to escape, and he ran to take shelter in a nearby inn. He tells the innkeeper what he saw. He told her there was this man with eyes on his hands, and the innkeeper replied that a few days prior a blind man was attacked and robbed out in the field by the inn. And as this man lay dying, his very last words were, "If only I could have had one glance at their faces. If I only had eyes that worked, even if only on the palms of my hands." And the old blind man's resent-filled death caused him to be reborn as a ghost with eyes on the palms of its hands, just as he wished. And so that was like the start of this creature prowling through the town attacking people. There's also another old legend about the Tanome. It's about a young man that entered a graveyard to test his courage, and from out of the darkness he saw a figure of an old man approaching him. And when the old man got close enough, he saw that this man did have eyes on his hands. He got scared, he ran away, and he reached this nearby temple and begged the priest to let him in. The priest hid the man inside of a long chest and locked the lid. And shortly afterward, the monster entered the temple, and he was sniffing loudly as if he was hunting, and the young man inside the box could hear the sniffing getting closer and closer until it stopped right next to the chest that he was hiding in. Then there was this very strange slurping sound, like the sound of a dog sucking on an animal bone. A little while later, these eerie sounds sounds vanished, and when the priest opened up the chest to let the young man out, all that was inside of the chest was the loose, empty skin of the young man. His bones had been completely sucked out of his body. And that is such an eerie legend, so obviously if you ever see an old man in the darkness and you notice eyes on his hands, get away as soon as possible. Alright, this next creature is called the Myona. In other words, she is called the Rain Woman. Myona are ghosts that appear on rainy days and nights. They summon rain wherever they go and are blamed for kidnapping and spiriting away children. They appear as these depraved, haggish women soaked with rainwater, and they lick the rain off their hands and arms like wild animals. And though the rains they bring might save a village in drought or bring fortune to farmers, they also have a more sinister purpose. Under the cover of rain, the Myona wander around looking for newborn girls, and if they should find a child born that night, they snatch it up and carry it off into the darkness, spiriting the child away into another world with them. And mothers who have had their baby snatched away sometimes turn into Myona themselves, just out of the grief and despair. And having lost their minds, these transformed women roam the streets at night with large sacks, hoping to replace what was stolen. And they sneak into the houses where crying children can be heard and steal them from their homes at night, which is awful. Listen, I usually love when it rains at night. That's like my favorite thing ever, but next time it rains, I'm gonna have my eye out. And lastly, we have the Beto Beto Son, or other words, the sound of footsteps. People who walk the streets alone at night might encounter these harmless but nonetheless disturbing ghosts. They synchronize their pace with walkers and follow them as long as they can, getting closer and closer with every step. And for victims of this can obviously be very traumatic, because this haunting sound of footsteps follow them wherever they go. But then when they turn around to see who's there, no one is there. Though Beto Beto Son can be creepy, they are not dangerous, and once you realize you're being followed by a Beto Beto Son, you're supposed to simply step off the side of the road and say, "After you, Beto Beto Son," and apparently that is enough to escape this ghost. The footsteps will carry on ahead of you and will soon vanish from your earshot, allowing you to continue in peace. So next time I'm walking and I hear people behind me, I'm gonna be terrified. But anyways, so guys, those are all of the Japanese urban legends I was gonna talk about today. If you have any more that you want me to cover, definitely comment it down below. And a huge thank you once again to Established Titles for sponsoring today's video. Don't forget the link is down below in the description. But anyways, I hope you guys have an awesome rest of your day, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!